Hi, welcome to the Recovery Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Abbasi. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and stroke survivor. I'm here. I'm sorry I took 2 days off. The first day as I posted on social media, I just wasn't feeling well. I felt like I was coming down with a cold, which I did. But I still feel some congestion, but I feel like I'm on my way out of that. And I really, really, really wanted to be rested for two things I had coming up. One was yesterday, which is why I missed yesterday's episode. And that is I had a sewing class. And it was 2.5 hours. And I was really nervous about if I was going to make it for 2.5 hours. And I just barely was able to stay for 2.5 hours. They were still sewing, and I was like, hands up, I'm out. Drop the mic, I'm out. I couldn't do it anymore. I have another one this coming Wednesday, and I think I'm going to let the instructor know this time that this is what happened last time. I've got this disorder, and I might have to leave because I just felt bad. It's interesting. I mean, I've gone to my vestibular support group meetings, and we talk about making decisions like that, like what is best for us, and saying, even in sobriety, like making that choice that I have to go. It like, this isn't the best thing for my well-being, whether, if you're at a happy hour for work or something, and everybody's starting to get a little tipsy and you're like, I'm not having fun anymore, I'm gonna go. It's kind of the same thing. I'm in sewing class, I feel like shit, I'm not having fun anymore, I gotta go. So I think I'm just gonna let the instructor know for this one, the second class, where we finish my shorts that I'm sewing. Let her know that I might need to leave depending on my symptoms. So anyway, super fun, even though I felt kind of crappy at hour number 2. Not kind of, I felt super crappy. And so anyway, I felt well enough to do the class. I only sneezed once in there and totally covered up. Definitely don't have COVID, so I wouldn't endanger anybody. It's just got a little bit of a bug, I think, a little congestion. So I did that. And then the second thing that I was wanting to be well for was today I had a lunch date with 6 of my previous coworkers, including my infamous boss that I talk about all the time. So I wanted to be well for that. And so this morning, I literally sat listening to my book and kept my eyes closed because I just wanted so much to go and be okay. And I made it. I did not wear my indoor glasses. I actually wore my outdoor glasses in the restaurant because my symptoms have been super bad today. But we're moving forth. I mean, that's all I can do. And lunch was awesome. And if any of you I know a couple of them listen, one for sure listens. And I just want to say thank you for meeting with me for lunch. It's so, I sent them a message afterward and said, I feel honored that after a year of not working with them, all of them still see me as a friend and wanted to meet with me. I mean, I was just so touched and grateful that I have that kind of support from people that I used to work with. I still miss them so much, but I'm going to be honest, I don't really miss the job as much as I used to. And that's what we're trying to get to. That's my goal really, is to enjoy my life more now than I did before when I had my job. And actually, that's going to be a topic in a couple days. I have collected several topics over the past few days in my handy little remarkable notebook. And one of them is today. Oh, side note, no, I still have not come up with the book of the month or the listener challenge for the month. But that's okay because we can do whatever the hell we want here. And I'm going to do it tomorrow, even though I promised you 3 days ago I was going to do it 2 days ago. So let's get to the topic. The topic is about serenity and joy, and how you know how I always talk about that I don't like to say find joy, because I don't think we find joy. Finding joy, quote unquote, insinuates that joy is found outside of us. And I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think the right way to look at it is that we maintain our spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well-being so that we can surface the joy that is inside us. Joy is like something that flowers within us, and so is serenity. That is my perspective on it. Joy and serenity are not flowers that we pick from someone else's garden. It's they are grown inside our own garden. That's my strong belief in it. So I want to talk about how these joy and serenity are not something that we add to our lives, but rather something that already is there. And it's not searching for joy and looking for peace, but letting go of things that block them, that weigh them down, that get in the way. So that's the topic. So hit stop if you don't want to hear about that. And here we go. So I think a lot of people, I hear people say all the time that serenity and joy are things that we need to find or chase or add to our lives. And it's something that I definitely believed that way before I got sober. But if we flip the thinking and recognize that these are feelings that are already there, they're already present, they're running in the background, kind of like the air conditioner that you hear in your house. If you pay attention to it, if you get quiet enough, you can hear the hum of the air conditioning in the house. And that's what I feel that serenity and joy is. They're always running in the background. And it's the distractions in our lives, the resentments, and the unmet expectations that we have of others that block us from hearing them, from experiencing them. Serenity is a gift. It's not something that we need to strive for, to achieve, or to force into our lives. It's already here. It's already present. It's waiting for you. And what we need to do is focus on removing the blocks that keep us from it. So these are those emotional walls that we built from expectations, from trying to control people, places, and things, or the need for others to behave a certain way. And so what I heard, the days have all run together. So live and let live was an expression that I heard over the past few days. And that really, I think, comes into play here with that need to let go of trying to control other people, trying to control their actions, or even, yes, how they feel about us. What somebody else feels about me is not my business. What other people think of me is not my business. I try to repeat that to myself, because I have always been wrapped up in what other people think about me. I don't want to be that way, but I just am, you know? And if I can remove some of those things, some of those blockages to my serenity, I start to be able to hear the silence a little more. You know, it's really serenity for me is silence. That's what it sounds like and feels like to me. It's like a pond with no wind, or a lake with no wind. That's what serenity is to me. There are no ripples. Um, and I can feel that, see that, as long as I stop paying attention to other people throwing stones into the pond, you know? It's my expectations of other people's behavior that create more tension and unrest in my own life. And I build up this mental barrier and obsess over why people behave the way that they do and how it impacts me. But in reality, and I heard this one of these past few days, their behavior doesn't have anything to do with me. And I don't need to make it about me. If I, if somebody behaves a certain way and I get all spun up about it, I'm creating that myself. It's my reaction to their behavior that the problem is. The problem is not their behavior. They can do whatever the hell they want. It's none of my business. But what I have control over is my reaction. And if I get spun up about it, then that unrest is something that I created, you know? It's like I just stepped on the flower in my garden. That's what that is. So let's see. I lost my place in my head and on my guide I have in front of me. So another thing that I heard, and my boss, who I met with today, he's always going to be my boss, even though I don't have a job. He said to me once that most people, most of the time, are doing the best they can with what they have, and that they have good intentions. And I never thought about that. I never thought that people had good intention. We have to assume that people have good intentions until we find out otherwise. And I I don't know that. How do I say that? I was gonna say I don't know that he practices that, but that's terrible. Sorry, boss. But what I heard was stop judging people. Stop judging people. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm making other people's behavior about me, and that it's bad intention, and that's just an additional layer to that unrest in my life. Um, if I can accept that people are doing the best that they can with what they have, then I can create space in my heart to accept them for who they are. And that's when my serenity starts coming back up to the surface because I'm clearing it out. I'm whatever you do to the ground in a garden. That's what I'm doing. When I can manage what's going on inside of me as a reaction to what other people are doing, then that nurtures my garden, that garden with serenity and joy. And that serenity was always in there. You know, it was already there. I just had to pick the weeds out, right? Um, Another obstacle to serenity is my expectations of others. So, not just their behavior with, on a daily basis, but if I expect somebody to act a certain way and to respond in a particular fashion or handle situations the way that I think they should, and they don't, then once again, I have stepped on the flowers in my garden again. And the truth is that my expectations are the way that I'm creating mirror images of other people as me. Like I'm looking at somebody and I'm going, um, they must have the same experience, the same life as me. And so therefore they should react this way to this situation. Well, they don't. There's nobody who has had the same experiences in life as me. So for me to have the audacity to have an expectation that somebody's going to react the same way that I think they should is just setting myself up for frustration. Um, so by releasing that need for people to behave according to my script, once again, I'm freeing myself from that unrest. And it doesn't mean to accept bad behavior. Of course not. Um, but letting go of the need to control the outcome or the reaction. Um, that's another thing that I learned in this job. It's all very much like coming to the surface just because I met with them for lunch today. But one thing is not micromanaging. You know, the reason why we hire people as a leader is because we believe that they are better than us at a certain skill. And if I hire somebody because I believe that they are better than me at a certain skill, then why on God's green earth would I try to give them advice about the thing that they're the expert at? It doesn't make any sense to me. And why am I talking about that? I don't, because I'm trying to control too much. I'm trying to control the outcome of something rather than letting other people play their role. And in life, it's the same thing. When I'm in a relationship, let's say my family, I it's completely unrealistic for me to think that I can control the outcome of anything between two of my family members, but that doesn't mean I don't try. I think more and more I'm learning how to step back and watch things happen without me. It's fascinating to when you have the urge to step in and correct something, to decide, you know what, it's going to be painful. You're going to have to like bite your lip, but back up and grab a bowl of popcorn and watch it happen. I used to tell my boss, I can't wait to see how this story, the next part of the story, like at work, because I, for the longest time, was trying to control the story. Whatever part of the story that involved me, I was trying to control it. And I realized that the only reason that part of the story involved me is because I was inserting myself because I wanted to control the outcome. So instead, I started getting this perspective of I'm going to grab a bowl of popcorn and I'm going to sit back and watch how the story ends, you know, for different situations that would happen. Um, so how do we get serenity back when we've got too much stuff that's blocking it? Start not by trying to dig up the serenity, but by looking at the stuff the bad stuff, the stuff that's uncomfortable. I mean, you want to just jump from being either angry or depressed or sad or whatever these negative feelings are. You just want to jump into serenity, like, serenity now, that's what that's what what this was the commercial, Calgon, Take Me Away. I think that was they insinuated that you could use Calgon to take a bath. I think it was a soap or something. I can't remember, but the theme was, or the slogan was Calgon, Take Me Away in the 80s, I think. And it insinuated that you can go from stress into serenity by just using this and just jumping into the bath. But that's what we want to do. And that's what, as alcoholics, that's what we want to do. We want to take whatever pain and stress we have, and we want to jump right into serenity from there. And that's what drinking did for us. And what the program has taught me is that's not healthy. It's not healthy to jump from one extreme to the other. True serenity can be found only by removing the junk, the clutter out of the way so that that serenity can surface. It is a process. It's not something that it's not an action, one action, it's a process. That's serenity and joy. And it's like, I'm trying to think, the reason why I'm babbling is because I was trying to think of an example, but I think it's kind of like raking the leaves in your front yard, to reveal what's underneath. It's a process, no matter how you do it. It's a process to get down to what's already there, the beauty that's underneath. Like clouds in the sky, our serenity, the blue sky is just obscured by by the barriers, the clouds. And those barriers are what we've built up, expectations, judgments, and control of other things. So by letting go of those things, by accepting what we can't change and focus on what we can, we allow ourselves to feel serenity and joy. And it's been waiting there for us. It's just sitting there waiting for it's us. That's the problem. It's us that's the problem. It's already there. Recognizing that these things, serenity and joy, are not something that we search for, and rather they're something that we need to uncover, certainly makes it feel, for me, a little easier. Because when you have to go out and find something, there's no guarantee. There's so much uncertainty about, will I ever find it? Will I ever find joy and serenity? Well, yeah, because you already have it. All you have to do is start doing the work, doing the cleaning. You just have to clean house. That's what you have to do. You don't have to go out there and go on an international cruise searching for serenity and joy. It's already right there inside of you. You just have to start cleaning. Make your home a place where you want to stay and enjoy. You don't have to go out looking for it out in the big world. So that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got. So I hope that you enjoyed today's episode of the Recovery Daily podcast. I will continue to neti pot, even though I don't like doing it. I just neti potted for the first time yesterday, and it's disgusting, but I did it, and it actually helped a lot. So if you have never neti potted, I would recommend it, but make sure the water's not room temperature, because that is too cold. Room temperature is too cold for the nasal cavities. I'm just saying. It felt like I had snorted in pool water, cold pool water. Anyway, I'm neti pottying. I'm taking some Sudafed, sinus, and what else am I doing? I did something else, I thought. Didn't I not? Oh, massaged. I massaged my sinuses. I don't know if you've ever done that, but you can Google it, and the new Google AI thing will give you a list of different places on your face that you can massage. So I'll show you. One of the places is right here between your eyebrows. So you move in a circular motion here for about 60 seconds with gentle pressure. Another place was right to the side of your nose, but under your cheekbones. I'm only telling you what I heard. So I'm no doctor. If I was, I would not be doing a podcast. So right here for about 60 seconds. Another one was from the roof, from the bridge of your nose down. And then you just keep doing that down over your cheeks right there. And then there was your temples up here. And I believe that there was one, maybe not. I think that might have been it. Yeah, so, and you got a once in a lifetime picture of me with no glasses on. So, if you've got sinus congestion, neti pot and like massaging right there, it really helped for me. Today I didn't do it because I needed everything to, as TMI. I'm not going there. Okay, thanks for listening. Tomorrow, I promise you, you will have a book of the month and the listener challenge, and we're 5 days in. I get it. Oh, another thing, one more thing. I just listened to a book called All the Colors of the Dark, I think it was called. Amazing. Amazing book. I probably at least 4 times I was listening to it on Audible and I went, oh, no way. That's how good it is. So you need to get that book. All right, I'm going to go now. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow.